Hello. So, uh, I'm up and out a little earlier in the morning than I usually am. I didn't journal or anything, which kind of is not the best way to start out my day, but I got up and it's a nice temperature out and I really wanted to go for a walk today. I haven't gone for like a couple of days, and because it's just been so hot and humid. It's the humid part that's the worst part. We all know, right? No, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. But it's true. So I got up an hour late and I was like, you know what? It's nice out. Sorry, now I've got sunscreen in my eye. It's nice out, and I'm gonna go now before it gets nasty. Because it usually takes me like 2 hours in the morning to finish my morning routine. Between journaling and meditation and all that good stuff. Meditation and prayer and yoga and everything. So I'm forgoing just about everything I usually do in the morning to go for a walk during the nice weather. And I'll probably get the rest of it done later today when I get back. But it feels so good to be out when it's not like hot and dye-y. Anyway, that's not really here nor there. It really doesn't have anything to do with what we usually talk about, and it doesn't. So, yeah. So I didn't really do a video like this yesterday, which is a first, and I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't, so I apologize if you've been missing me. But, yesterday morning I was feeling really like upset and angry and frustrated and annoyed and just resentful and like all these unfun emotions, these emotions that you don't really enjoy or uncomfortable. And some of it had to do with the breakup, and some of it just has to do with me in general. Like one thing is, you know, I talked a little bit about this, but not doing as much as I should. But I'm starting to get better at that. The other thing is that there's so much that, I don't know, it's just, there's a lot of regrets, and I don't think regrets are useful. I spent years and years and years and years and years buried under them, and not being able to move. And I was having some regrets about the fact that I haven't taken action on climate change the way I want to. And it's not something that's new to me, you know, like I've been aware of it since I was like 10, and it's been a big thing for me since I was 10. I remember learning about it and being like, what the fuck? So, you know what I mean? And I just had a lot of callings throughout my life to do something about it, but I never did because I wanted, honestly, it was, I know it's something that God wanted me to do, like the universe wanted me to do. I felt very called to do some stuff about it, but I never did because I was like, well, I'll do it when when I'm an actor and when I've made some money so that I don't have to worry about money anymore and I can devote lots of time to it and blah, blah, blah. Tons of excuses. And it's like, 30 years later, I'm like, what the hell why didn't I do something? Not that I would have stopped global warming single-handedly, but, I could have. It's a negative feeling, and it's regret. And you know what? It's what happened. what happened, and there's nothing I can do about that now. The only thing I can do is do something going forward. But I get very angry at myself about this. I'm very guilty feeling and resentful to myself. There's a lot of negative feelings towards myself, and that doesn't do anything. But sometimes it's hard to stop feeling them. Kind of going through a slalom of people here. Okay. So that's how I was feeling yesterday, and this week I'm journaling and just sort of putting all the last 2 weeks together. Well, 2.5 now. Sorry, that was the feeling I had about how long Ibram and I have been broken up. Why don't you? Not that it matters. Not that anybody he knows is gonna watch this. Anyway, for how long we've been broken up, and still continues to make me sad. So I'm dealing with regrets as well, and I thought I had, not that I had it under control, not that I was done mourning the relationship or anything like that, but I thought I had it more under control. And then when you tell yourself that, it's like the next day that you're like, yeah, no, I don't. But I also need to focus on the other things that I feel, because it's not the only thing that I feel, although it does take up a lot of bandwidth. But yeah, so that's where I'm working on right now. Feeling those feelings and being comfortable with those feelings, even though they're uncomfortable. So being comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? And just allowing them to blow through me and observing them and not getting caught up. It's hard not to get caught up. I do wish it were easier, but the more I practice, the better I'll get at it. There's this also being aware of the sort of magnetism that draws me back to it. This is something Michael Singer talks about too. There's, your ego, the lower self, that is concerned with making things the way you want them. And that's the thing that not makes you, but that's the thing that, causes the problems, honestly. It is. Our mind is what's causing the problems. But we get so swept into it and we think that's who we are, and it's not. We are the ones noticing that that's our mind doing that. So, sorry, I'm feeling a little panicky. But that's okay. So, we're the ones noticing that our mind's doing that. And it's sorry, I'm repeating myself. It's hard not to get caught up in it. But every day, you work a little bit more on it, and it gets better. It gets easier. Michael Singer's talking about how, you make the decision, to get off the hamster wheel, to, hey, this isn't working. What I've been doing isn't working. I need to do something different. I need to do this. I need to not be as bothered by my emotions as I am. I need to not get sucked up into them and all this stuff. I need. So let's get those needs out of there. But you know what I mean. But then there's this other thing that pulls you down into it. And that's where you work, That's the work, is noticing that part and relaxing through that part. because that's where you get into trouble. So, and you don't even notice it, right? You're like, you're trying to be mindful, you're being mindful, and then all of a sudden you're thinking about 50 other things and you're getting upset, or not even getting upset maybe, but having feelings that are uncomfortable because of stuff that you're just making up in your head, really. And where's the point in that? So it's that in-between phase between being mindful, or as mindful as you can be in the moment, because we're all working on that. I'm certainly not a master of it. Certainly not. But we'll keep trying. Sorry, I just keep having these thoughts about E. So you get caught up into it, and you don't notice that transition between being as mindful as you can be and getting caught up into your emotions and thoughts and feelings. Not that feelings and emotions are two different things. Look at the pretty flowers. Let's see if they smell. No, those ones don't. So that's where we gotta work. I gotta work on recognizing the pull into it, and stopping there, working with that impulse, because if you can work on that impulse, you never get to the other part of it, right? The other part where you're making yourself upset about things that don't exist, because your mind makes up a lot of shit. It really does. I mean, and it's all, a lot of it's future-based. Anything that makes you feel anxious, right? It's going to be future-based, because you're scared about what's going to happen. And nothing that you can think that is future-based is reality. Because all we have is, the only reality that exists is the one that we're living right now. Hey, pups. Cute dogs. See, like, I'm walking and I'm not sweating. It's so nice. Sure, it'll change in a little bit, but the only reality we have right now is right now. This moment, exactly where my foot's down, foot down, foot down, foot down, under the trees. It's all we have. We don't have, nothing in the future is real. None of it is real. So why get caught up in it? And it's a problem too, because I'll get caught up in thoughts about the future as far as E is concerned. And that makes me upset, right? Whether it's this feeling of, okay, we're going to get back together sometime, or the feeling of, stop fooling yourself, that's not what's happening. Both of those feelings are unnecessary. Because even the get back together thoughts are upsetting, because the immediate thought is stop fooling yourself. You know what I mean? It's just, they're not necessary, because it doesn't matter what happens in the future. I don't have any control over it. All I have to pay attention to is the moment that we're in right now. And you know what? This moment right now, I feel the air against my skin, which is such a nice feeling for a New Englander. We don't get this all the way through the year. So it's so nice to just feel it, feel the breeze on my skin, not be nasty and sweaty. Headed down towards my favorite walking grounds. And Michael Singer keeps talking about how, since the beginning of time, it's been 13.8 billion years since the Big Bang. And since that time, all the from the very beginning, when they were everything was subatomic and quarks and bosons and blah blah blah. Should hit the button to get to cross the street. Until then they got together, the subatomic particles or whatever they are, and then they became atoms, and the atoms smashed together and became, whatever. Chemistry happened. And then, solid stuff started forming, and then there were suns, and then there were planets, and then like many billions of years later there was this sun and this planet, and like all molecules in the universe came together and have been moving the way they've been moving since the beginning of time. Isn't that weird? Like, all the molecules that exist are 13.8 billion years old. Isn't that weird? I mean, that's old. Like, when you think about it, that's kind of crazy, right? Like, all the molecules in my body are 13.8 billion years old. Well, maybe not 13.8, because molecules started forming like a few billions of years. Well, maybe 100. What was it like? I don't know. The point is, they're really old. Really old. And it's just amazing to think that all of that stuff happened exactly the way it did. To not in order to bring us this, wow. Not in order to bring us this moment, but for this moment to happen. All that stuff happened exactly, like every single molecule in the universe happened the way it happened. And the result is what is happening right at this exact moment. So what's up? Why aren't you like happy with this moment, right? This moment's a good moment. It's a good one. Like just everything about it, right? I don't have to think about the future because the future doesn't exist. What I need to do, what I am doing is enjoying this moment. Oh, look, it's like the geese taking off from the water. Enjoying this moment. And then, yesterday when I was upset, I journaled and I felt better. And then, I spent the day like working, concentrating more on my work than I have, but I think it's because I didn't watch any TV. Not that I watch a lot of TV, but like I'll turn the TV on when I'm having breakfast or when I'm having lunch, and that does distract me and probably takes up more time than I would. So I think that's going to be a thing today too. No TV. Just get my work. Just concentrate on the work. And a lot of stuff is happening. I got a new client yesterday, which is very exciting. She's going to be so cool to work with. She's like action packed. Got a lot of energy and a lot of good ideas. So I'm excited to find out what she knows, and get it into book form. And should be interesting. So I am grateful for this moment because it's 13.8 billion years in the making. So I'm gonna enjoy it. And that means you too. I want you to remember that you can always choose to have a grateful day.